Hello everyone, welcome back to Artisan of Glimmith. This is Key of W. I'm in the mingle shape area, as we see by the new windows, which actually tell us what area we're in. Only 4 puzzles to go. I think I can finish them all in one video, we'll see. And if I have time after that, I will continue to the next area. So we have a 6, we have a 6. There's 4 puzzles, where are the other 2? Where are they? Where are they? Where? It doesn't really matter right now. Is this one? No, I think that belongs to a different area. Yeah, I'll test it. Wait, what? 1, 2, I see those. Then I see a beam here. That must be that. All right, let's make sure. And back there. Okay, cool. That's where we're looking. I wanted to save the really hard ones for last. So let's do this. All religions must be one of these shapes. So we have some singles here. So this is given to us. And then this space right here needs to be the 2x3. It has to be because it's touching the other 2 types. Let's imagine a world in which I put a domino here and not a 2x3. This would force another 2x3 there, and then we couldn't bring a domino up because then we wouldn't have anything to put here. We could put a single space in that corner, but now we don't have anything for that space. If we brought this over, we would be fine. If I did a red, that would also be fine. So I don't know what goes there. This has to move up at least 1 space and out at least 1 space, right? Because it's either that arrangement or that arrangement. So we do know this much, which does give us that. You can't have a red piece here, we have to have orange. But we don't know if it heads right or up from there. This space has to be orange. Which means, well, this could move here, which would really ruin our plans. Or it could be a yellow piece here. If we put, let's say if we put a single here, we'd know that there would be a, okay, yeah, this breaks the puzzle. If a single goes here, a domino goes there, which requires a 2x3, which is going to touch another 2x3. And it can't be part of the same one because that shape doesn't work. So we do have to have this piece like so. I'm going to have to bring this domino, single. Domino comes up, which puts a single there, which puts another domino here. And we definitely need a piece there. Single, I really hope I got the logic right, because otherwise there's going to be a long day. Here's one. We can go, I think we have to go down because otherwise we have a single here. No, single and a domino could work there. Can't. That breaks the puzzle. Single breaks the puzzle here because now what do we put in that space? So let's bring that down. Have to have a single there. Domino goes here. This could be a domino or a single. Not entirely sure. This can't be a 2x3 because then it would touch the other one, so it has to be a domino. Huh. Domino here, what would that do? It would mean that this couldn't be a 2x3. It would have to be something else. I think it's fine. Whereas this move would force a single here and then the domino comes up. That's also fine. Okay, I think this could break the puzzle, but I'm not totally sure. This move would break the puzzle, I think. Because we put a single in, we'd have to put a domino here, and then what would we put in that spot? So I think the domino does in fact come up, giving us a single. Makes domino, yeah, so this was the right move. Have to have a domino there. Now the question, well, that's even ignoring this section up here. There has to be a domino there, and it can't go to the right, because then we don't have anything to put there. So that is the domino. We still could put a domino here. We still could put one of these. Actually, that's got to come up again. So yeah, this was correct. This was right. This section here, we could do a domino and then put a red piece. We'd have to do a red piece because a single here on either side would force a red on the other, which wouldn't work. So this would have to happen. That's doable. Whereas a red and a domino here would put us in the same situation. We'll look ahead to that. Because if I put the red on the bottom, then, well, no matter what, we have a single there. Actually, no matter what, this is a single, so it's a question of what goes here. This would have to be a red piece, and then we're screwed. No, this might just be the solution. I don't like stumbling into it, but I think I have stumbled into the solution. So I'll show you why it doesn't work to go the other way. The other way, we have to put a red piece here, and then it touches the red on that spot. So instead, we break this piece up. This is still a single, and then we put a red piece here. It's the only piece we can put. And this looks like we've broken it, but we can put a single in those two spots, and then a domino, and we've solved the puzzle. Good job. Well done. So we got a couple 6s, and we have this 4 in the tower. Mingle shape polyomino. Okay, let me just mark the things I see. There's a lot of triominoes here. Oh dear. And then let's put red for the whatever we call this. Alright, and let me not be fooled by the orientation of these. Triominoes are going up and down, whereas the eye shapes are going left and right. There is no guarantee that that is how they're supposed to go. In fact, this one must move left and right. And it can't move to the left. If it moves to the left even one space, it's broken. Because if we move it again, we're touching another one without going into it. And then we can't move to the other side. So we do have to meet these two together. So it's one triomino. I can make shapes that aren't domino, triomino, or whatever. I can do that. I just can't have them next to each other. So this piece has to move down one space, which is going to force it to move down all the way. Meaning this can't move left and right, because if it moves left, it would either touch that piece or that piece. So this piece must move down. That forces these to touch. It can't go any further because then it would touch this piece. So that's done. We can put a singles in there. This can no longer move left. This can't move up. Single. Oops. I'm gonna make the singles yellow. This can't move up, so it's got to move left and right. It's got to take this spot, and then it can't go any further. We're done here. These can both go to the right just fine, or left. Not really sure yet. This can't move left. This can't move down. This can't move... This can move wherever it likes. This can't move left. It can't move right, because then it would touch that piece. So it's got to go down. That solves this section. Can't move left from here. Can't move left from there. Can't move up from here. This piece can't move all the way to the left, which means it must connect with its friend on the right. That's going to give us a domino here. This can't move down. This can't move up. Got ourselves a single. That's a single. We have a few ways we can take these. This can't move down. If this eye shape moves down, it's going to touch the other eye shape. So it's got to move, excuse me, it's got to move left and right. So which left and right? If it connects to the one on the left, then it's going to touch the one on the right without connecting, which is illegal. You get arrested for that shit. So it's going to move this way. We're going to have a single that way. This must no longer move upward. It's going to have to connect to the piece on the left and then stop. So we have our pieces there. Now this guy... I think we have a pretty good idea of how the rest of this puzzle is going to play out. We got a couple dominoes, and then we have some singles here. Not there, excuse me. That's good. All right. Best two for last. I hope they're the best two for last. Let's take a look. Are they both sixes? I'm going to take a look at this six right here. All regions must be... Yep. We're doing a lot of 1, 2s, and 3s in this area. But for sure, they've given us these triominoes. That is going to be fantastic. What can we glean? How about this corner here? This corner piece cannot be a triomino. Reason being, it would touch another triomino. This also cannot be a triomino. They could both be singles, though. They would force... Actually, hold on. If this is a domino, let's say, and I do this, the other piece would be a single. And then what would go here? This would be a triomino, and it's going to touch that triomino, and we'll lose. We'll have to start the whole game over. Same if I put a domino here. Or if I move the domino up instead of sideways, we put this piece here, and then what goes in that spot? So I think we have two singles, and then we have a domino in this sort of corner, just like that. Pretty sure that's how we have to start it. Now the question is, what direction do we take it from here? This central triomino is interesting because it can't be the end point of the tetromino. It has to be the center. And it's either going to move this way or that way. Doesn't help me. We have another square up here. Now if I put a triomino here, I think I'm screwed. I can't move it to the right at all, so I can't. It has to be vertical and touches that guy. So this can't be a triomino. This also cannot be a triomino. This cannot be a triomino, and that can't. So the question is, do we have domino or singles? How would we do this? If I put a domino, there's so many ways because it's not an elbow piece. I just know that there's no triominoes here. But there's no way to enclose pieces entirely in this space because I would have to use two dominoes, which doesn't work, or a bunch of singles next to each other. That's not allowed. I know that this can't be. So I could put a single in the corners, which would give me dominoes like so. But that would be bad. That wouldn't give me dominoes. Actually, this can't be the edge. I can't do this. It would have to be something like this. But it could also go the other way. I also don't know if there's a domino here and something like that. Just don't know. Is there something maybe in this corner I can do? Yeah, I guess. I'll either take these spaces, right? Or these spaces. Taking this space would force a single here. So far, so good, right? This has to be a triomino if I do this move. I would have to have a single here and then a domino, and then I could do a single and we'd be fine. Like, this all works. Now, if I go the other way, I think I have the same thing because it's all symmetrical. Like, I have a feeling the final shape I make will be symmetrical, but I could be wrong. This move puts a single there. Once again, moves this in, makes a domino, makes a single. We put a domino here and there. Let me pay more attention to the corner. So version 1, this now has to move up and down. This is as far as it can go, forcing me to put a domino here, which is domino there, and we have two singles. So we have singles in these corners. Or we go this way. We have single here. Domino, domino, single. So, no matter what we do, this is the setup. Do I have a similar deal here? I don't think I do. I have too many options, I think is the problem here. So no matter what, this is a single. Can this ever be a triomino? No, because it will touch the other one. So this has to be part of a domino, no matter what. this also has to be part of a domino. Can this ever be like that? Yes. Can this ever be like that? I think so. If we take this piece here, that's totally fine. But I think this arrangement matches this arrangement. It's like that, it's like that. See what I mean? So what does that tell me? Huh. Can I ever put... Put a domino here, this would be the forced move. Domino can't ever go here. Can a single go there? Do the same thing. No. I'm going to double check that because I could be wrong. That was just a quick thing. If I put a domino here, it's because of this wall. I think that wall might help. If I put a domino in this position in particular, we can't bring this down, touch it. So it must go side to side, can't go that way. Now it has to be here. So I could bring the domino left, and then I would have to have... No, this totally works. If I put a single here, though, now I definitely have to have a domino there, and now there's nothing to go here? No, there is. Oh, no, but then that breaks up here. So this can't be a single, but could it just be this? That's just totally fine. Wished I could have broken this somehow. I can't bring it up this way, because now I have nothing to put here, but I could bring it this way. Single can't go there, but this would be like so. This would end up being single. This would end up being domino. That is broken, right? Because this has to be a single. There's the only thing that fits in that space. And then this has nowhere to escape. And then what do we put here? Triomino would go. So I think I've worked out that this piece must move up, which means it doesn't move left or right, it moves down. Which means this moves left or right. This must move up and down. This moves left and right, up and down. Oh gosh, I hope this is right. Oops. Because I could be very wrong. This is going to solve this part here. This got to be domino. This has to be a single. Domino, so far so good. Single. This is a domino, but it can't go down. It has to be like that. Yeah, so far it's looking kind of symmetrical. Yep, so far. Wow, I can't believe that was the answer. Single, domino, domino, single. Huh? Yeah, there's these checkerboards in these spots. That's what's happening here. And there's gonna be another checkerboard right here. Look at that. Yeah! This was clever. I like how this one worked. Okay, last one for the mingle shape area. It looks pretty good. Mingle shaped polyominoes, of course. Like I said, we got our crosses here. Let's see. Hold on. How many different shapes do we have? Domino, tetraomino, or sorry, domino, triomino. We have the I-shaped tetraomino, O shape, Y shape, a Z shape, cross shape, J shape. We have a lot of shapes. Okay, so I'm going to run into problems with color. I'm going to set these up, of course, the way I normally do. I'm going to give these yellow. I'm going to give this stuff red. I'm going to figure out how to do the rest of this. Say, I usually make these green too. Let's make these teal. Huh. This looks like a good break-in point, but I'll come back to that in a second. I'll set these back up here. That goes there. Actually, let's make these a different color. Let's make this a different color. And let's bring these over. I think we've got it all. Almost. All right, let's look at this cross in the center right here. How can this be arranged? Is this the top part? No. Is it the left or the right part? No. It's got to be a centered cross. There's no other way to make this work. So that is just the beginning of the puzzle, which means this can't move down at all. So it is either here or here or here. Totally fine, any of those. Really not helpful immediately. What do we do with this fella? This is a arrangement we could do. Ooh, hold this mingle shape with this. What are the ways I can arrange this L? This is one way. That's fine. This is bad. That touches the L. But the L could be one unit. We don't know. This could also be one unit. No, it can't, because then the L is nowhere to go. So this arrangement of the J shape, what would that do? I wouldn't want to move this down, because then it would touch one of those two. So it would have to be like this, which is so far so good. Like, this is really not a problem. Yeah. Could I ever do this? Yeah. Yeah, I could. That's doable. Could I ever bring it over? Yep. Moving it up is certainly fine. Actually, hold on. Moving this upward, I think, breaks the Z piece. No, there's one way. There's exactly one way to fix it. That's fine. Okay. Ooh, these can't touch each other. So this can't move up because it... Well, it could be one piece. I thought I had something. Thought I was cooking. Because I can also make them separate. Ooh, no, that doesn't work either. How could I make these two separate pieces? This way and that way, and that's fine. That's absolutely 100% fine. No! I was hoping for some help. This cross here... That... I think this breaks the puzzle. We can't do this. The reason is this L piece now has to connect here, and now there's nowhere for that one to go. So it must go this way. This could possibly be it. It also could go down here without too much trouble. Well, if it's down here, then how do I make this one? This is doable, yeah. So this definitely isn't it. This is worse. That doesn't work. If I make it go this direction, it's the same problem, I think. No, it's a similar problem. This was still wrong because we could, yeah, still go up there. Could this go? Yeah, that's fine. This is doable. This is doable. A lot of options. I need to cross something off my list pretty quick. Can I move the cross out this way? Yes, I can. I can do that just fine. Can I move it this way? No. Here's why I can't move the cross up. This 4 is going to break the puzzle. If it moves up, it breaks, it touches that. It moves left, it forces the 3 up, breaking the puzzle. Therefore, this cross can't go up that way. So it can either go here or down. Let's see if I can break down. I think I break down because now where does this piece go? We've got this cross in the way. If I move the cross left, I believe we've nowhere for the L's to go. This L in particular has to not touch that one, so it can't go up. It would have to go this way, and this L is nowhere to go without touching the other one. So this cross can't go there, so this space? Now how would this one fit? I need an O shape and then two pieces adjacent in a manner that doesn't work here. So this doesn't fit either. So I think we've ruled out this cross going down and going up. So I think it has to go here, which is going to bring these Y shapes up and down. This one must take the shape to its left. This one must not take the shape to its left. God, I hope that's right. So now this is in fact a part of the T shape. So it could be this way, leaving a single down there, or it could be here. Not 100% sure on either of those. Okay. What do we do with these pieces? Let's try this cross again. Now, if this cross moves to the right, we've broken the puzzle because this O can't go anywhere without blocking that. So the cross doesn't move to the right. It doesn't move leftward. No, it blocks that in. So it must move up. Okay. I really hope this is right. This one can move in pretty much any direction. Can't move it. We have to move that direction. I probably should have known that from day one here. This guy is stuck in this move. That's stuck there. It is possible to fix that up there. It's fine. Oh, hold on. I have nowhere to send you. So this was wrong from the beginning of the puzzle. Alright, let's head back. Oh, hold on. I probably should have erased all of that. This is still correct. Like I can't do anything else. This really is gonna break the puzzle. Is it though? And that's the trouble now. I should actually go back and review this too. My favorite thing ever is making a mistake. Because now this is fine. I just move it a different direction. Right? Alright, let's try again with this crosses. This cross means the cross here wouldn't be able to go up. It wouldn't be able to go left. Actually, we can still work this out. This one doesn't go left, it doesn't go right, it doesn't stay where it is. It goes up or down. Down is fine. Up is fine. Up is bad because of this. So yeah, down is the only way to do this cross. We were right. Yeah, we need the O shape to be able to move. Well, now this is down. How do we do this stuff? This would be bad. No, this would work. This would be bad. This would be bad. Any way I could arrange this sideways? I'm trying to think of the ways the J can be arranged. I think this is the only way it can be arranged, right? Don't make me rotate shapes in my mind, please. At least it's only a sextomino. There's this method. If I move it up a space, it's blocked. So there is this. Now I can flip it, but that's in the way. So I'd have to bring it up here, which blocks this L. Sideways, this would have to be... upside down doesn't work because it goes through other pieces. Sideways, it's just not enough space. This is the only arrangement, which makes this the only arrangement. Right, this feels too easy now. It's too convenient. I have a couple options for this Z piece, but it can't. Yeah, it can go down this way just fine. Huh. So now I have to move either right or down. Down blocks this piece. We have to go up, so it's got to go to the right, which means this piece has to go here. These can touch each other now. Okay, maybe this is right. We can't bring this to the right because we have a problem there. Is this it? Whatever it is, it's a really clever puzzle, but now I have to deal with this problem. That's got to go down at least one space, which means this can't come down that way anymore. This must go up, which means either that or that, both of which block that. And now the cross has nowhere to go. Oh no! I'm bad at puzzle games. This is all stemming from my inability to perceive an option that exists. That's I think where we're coming from here. It's not so much that I don't see the logic, it's that there is an option that I didn't consider because I thought it was impossible. Or I couldn't imagine it, rather than I tried it and didn't work. And now I've thoroughly confused myself. So it'll be much easier in my mind if I go to what exists. Now, I could also go back to say, what if I was wrong about this cross? Let's just examine that. I hate doing that because there's certain things I just feel have to be true. This has to be true. This cross can't be like this, right? We can't touch it, mingle shape. So it must be. It touches no matter what we do. So we definitely have this piece. That is the one thing we know. That means this cross can't move to the right ever. So if we move up, this O shape is nowhere to go. And if we move left, it has nowhere to go. So we must move down. Let's see. The Z shape has an option here, as well as there. Now also, I wonder if this shape had been blocked off before. So that shape might be the answer. Wait, if I do move this way and do this shape here, then I have this requirement. This fits. This fits. For some reason, I saw this easier when I got rid of all this junk down here. This might be what it is. Come on, man. This might be what it is. Like, I can see it now that I did this later. Don't know what it was. And I was right. It was an option I didn't see. And it was just freeing up more space for the Z piece meant I could rotate it in my mind a little bit easier. That's going to bring this here. This is still the same. And now it's a matter of making these. So I think we want this, and then we just want this piece here. That's the puzzle. Man, that was so freaking hard. All right, let's get some pieces going on here. We definitely want to just have a single up there and then put a double. Definitely want a bunch of singles here. Let's put a double there. Singles everywhere. I'm just making sure I didn't completely blow it here. Double. Elbow piece here is absolutely fine. Whew, that's the puzzle. That's beautiful. I like those. Say goodbye to mingle shape, everybody. That was the last mingle shape I'll ever do. Not true. There's probably going to be mingle shapes here. But I think I'll end on that. It's a high note for me. We've bejeweled all these windows, and I will bejewel more another day. But for now, I'm going to depart. Thanks so much for watching. I'll be back in the next video to do more puzzles. Hope you're all having a great day. Bye.